wait for the timer before you start talking. Well, it's 3 hours later, 7 o'clock. I just unloaded my work truck. And I'm back to putting this together, so I figured, well, since the battery's recharged up, and of course it won't last long. So I got the nice armature. I got a nose cone with the tightest bushing, all greased up. And got my nice gasket. And I found the best end plate, which happens to be the newest one. What you doing there? You a mouse?
Coming in.
Wait a minute. I'm blocking the thoroughfare here. Whoa! Everything's all crunched up. Come on in, buddy.
Alrighty.
Careful where you tread. I got very valuable GM 6.2 starter parts.
That right there?
Yeah, crunch. Somebody asked me in one of my comments a minute ago, what's the difference between a gas and a diesel starter? Everything is bigger on a diesel starter, but it's the exact same. He just went outside. He was waiting for you. You ever been on YouTube before? You ever been on YouTube before?
Yeah.
What, you want to borrow money? You know what the guys on YouTube said?
What?
Don't lend anybody any money.
Yeah.
Let's turn this thing off while I give you that. How much did you want? 10,000?
Sure, yeah.
No problemo.
Alright.
Alright, there goes the man with my money. I just lent him some money. He's good for it, unlike most people. So, you know something? I didn't put any grease on the... I don't really have to. Put some grease on there. That's where the wear is right there. So, what were we just talking about? The difference between a gas and a diesel. The diesel's just a little bit bigger shaft, longer, bigger brushes. The solenoid's the same, and it takes a beating. Just like that one. Look at this one. Somebody was cranking this thing with a weak battery. I could always open up this one and look inside. You can't tell by the exterior what you're going to find inside. You just never know. I got my little insulating pieces on here, and I'm going to start putting this thing back together. And maybe I'll set the camera on this little heater. And maybe I'll set it right there. And you can watch me while I work. Falling down. So, everything's loop tech around here. This thing in there. Long bolt right on top. That. Forgot the little plate that GM put in there. The plastic. Isolate. I don't know what it does. It's sometimes in there. Down it goes. Grease underneath these bolts. Even though I'm going to fluid film this, it will not allow it to rust. Still got to fluid film that K5 laser after I do the springs. I think you can see what I'm doing. I hate for the camera, the top of the camera to be right there, and you're just seeing the edge of where I'm working. This is a low-tech operation. What I am going to do is I'm going to buy a new tire, a reconditioned Coates tire machine. I found a place at Craigslist last year, and I was going to buy one and put it off. Save the phone number. This guy in Ohio is a big state, reconditions Coates tire machines, the ones where you keep the tire on the ground to dismount it, and you put it up on the table and you clamp it, so-called rim clamp tire machine. I'm going to buy one of those, because I've got a Coates 2020, and it's just a disaster. I was helping a friend who plowed up my yard with his tractor. I was helping him put tires on. I put his tires on his car yesterday. It took me 3 or 4 hours. Just way too slow. Not time effective. Got the camera going.
Shoulders not closed. He's not where it's supposed to be.
Underneath a piece of sheetrock?
Oh, it's just sitting flat underneath it?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you put it back.
Yeah, always.
I said behind it.
What I do is I unlock the door, and then I relock it with the key, and then I take the key out and put it under the sheetrock, so when you close the door, it's locked. I know, I'm making a video. Nobody knows where the sheetrock is. It's under the sheetrock. Where's the sheetrock? Ha-ha! Pretty sharp guy. He's a good guy. He was walking through my parking lot this past summer. He was taking a shortcut to go get a pizza at the grocery store. And the former Ms. Hip Chick says, "What are you doing? He's trespassing. This is private property." I said, "Relax. He's just taking a shortcut. He's a good guy. He's got a smile on his face." So I befriended him. And next thing you know, he's been working for me on and off for 6 months. Just doing little odd jobs, raking up and handing me things on the ladder. He's a good guy. Just random encounters with people. You've got to beware. You could be in a chicken store and meet somebody, and next thing you know, you're getting free chicken, and you marry the girl or you marry the guy. Take care, toodle doodle. Any toodle do. WhatsApp chat. Slam. Alright, it's just me and you. Me and my 12,000 subscribers, only of which 500 watch the videos. Yeah, you just never know. At a chicken store, and next thing you know. So, next thing I have to do is I'm going to stop the camera for a minute. I'm going to open up a solenoid and decide which one I want to use. This one looks pretty baked here. It may have overheated the coil. I don't know. I've never opened up one of these because these are crimped right there. I've seen them. There's some machine that opens up that crimp and takes up the coil. So I've got this one here. Maybe I'll open up this one and see what's inside. That's what it looks like. It's welded on there. It's welded on there. But this one's kind of baked. It's baked inside. You can see the remnants of the smoke. When there's smoke, there's fire. Got another one over here. Never know. This one says it is a high temp, and then I got a high temp CSD, and then I've got a made in USA. Who knows? I do know that the diesel has a larger screw here that the contact area extends further. So let's see if I can find a genuine diesel one. So I'm going to turn this off for a second, not to bore you to death. Yeah, my parts pile is diminishing as I put one of my starters together. Okay, I'm going to show you how it comes apart. I never remember which ones to remove. You remove that nut, because this is the stud that stays in place, and you remove this nut because the cover has to slide off. And this one also stays in place because it's attached to the cap. It goes like that. So you have to remove this one, these two bolts right there, that one and that one. And then that, the S. This one stays in place, and this one stays in place. Not a big deal, just if you take it apart and you forget how it goes back together, then what do? You think, I know how this stuff goes back together? I cheat, I just keep the spare one around. So, I'm going to take off this nut right here. And then, the last one I took apart was the overheated one, this one. And the Bakelite melted around that stud. Usually they crack. You go underneath the vehicle to remove this when you're changing your starter, and usually the bolts just break that right off. That's why for my Express fan that I bought, my 3500 Express fan, I got a rebuilt starter. There we go. It's not passing through. That's supposed to pass through the opening. There. And that one passes through. The original one from the K5, and this hole, I bet you, is tight like that. Yeah, you just tap it gently. It's a soft metal brass screw, you don't want to bugger up the threads. I think I know what's wrong. Gasket. It's a sealing gasket. You just run a screwdriver around it to break the little bond. There's a fiber, soft fiber gasket. I'm just running a C-clip in there, it's real easy. And then, I'll bugger up the threads. Re-thread it, so I'm going to take the nut off. Clean up the threads. Come on, you little bugger. Not letting go. Like I said, there might be a better system. No lubricant's going to help here. It's mechanically fused. People that think you can use Croil or WD-40 EV Blaster to take off things that are stuck. You're dreaming. I'm sorry, guys. There's certain things in life that just can't sway me on. Second Amendment. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When things are tight, you need a torch to get them on. Come on. Bugger up the threads and the thread. No, still good. Here's a bigger hammer. thread it on because it won't come out of the hole. There we go. Here's my threads. I meant to call AutoZone and compliment the staff members that helped me, the zone members. I called the manager, she gave me her email address to email her a link to the video, and wrote it in a bunch of different ways. Diane with one N, with two N's, last name with an S at the end. I won't give you her name, it's not fair. Got a whole bunch of different ways to send her an email. Maybe the last one went through. It's going through the hole. Oh, there we go. Cracked it. Snap, crackle, pop. It's actually not junk. It's still usable, but it's cracked. Lending people money. What are you supposed to do? They always give you a sob story. I need to get custody of my son for the weekend. I have to have money to pay for a cab. I want to take him to Walmart. Oh, yeah. This one is toasted. Look at that. Melted. That's why the housing melted. You can still use it even though it's cracked. But I was looking for a better one, but that ain't it. Look at that contact ring. That's what sends the power from the battery cable on this side to the starter on that side. And this one is junk. So I have one more in my massive collection. Too many sizes here. Why did GM use so many sizes? This is the one that comes off here. Different sizes. Just get aggravated. All the different sizes. 11/32, 5/16. Some people have dedicated drivers. I never had that. The first set I bought when I was a kid were junk quality, so I got turned off way at the beginning to dedicated drivers. That one comes off, and this big one comes off down here, which is the 9/16. Leg. If I had a work table, I would just fill it up with junk. I have no work table. How do I know that? Because my work table that I had 25 years ago was always full of junk. Just a junk collection. Junk, junk, junk. Junk, junk. Two screws. It's 11/32 or 5/16. Why couldn't they just use the same size as the wire screws? Luckily I got the phone plugged in because it says 30% battery, 80%, 20%, 12%, and then it just goes dead. When I turn it back on, it has 2%, and I can use it for 15 minutes. I thought it was a brand new battery that I kind of borrowed from Verizon. Maybe a spare one. I think it's worse than the one I was using. And that one is this one. I'll do one of these sizes. Looking at the starter on the van. The van has over 200,000 miles. It's pretty nasty. So I had to rebuild one for my... Oh, look at that. Came right off. And this one is equally nasty. So I don't think I have the proper diesel solenoid that has the longer contact on that stud. Look at that. All the studs are lined up. And the moon is in the atmosphere. I don't know. And Jupiter, and like I said, there's one that has a longer stud for more contact area. GM engineered these things. Some of the stuff is engineered great. What they goofed on is they should have put bigger bolts in the starter. That was their biggest mistake. They used the same size bolt as the gas engine. Ford uses a bigger bolt. This is a, what size bolt would that be? 5/16, quarter inch, 5/16. They should have used the 3/8 bolt or a 7/16. They should have upped that bolt size. So that bracket in the back sure helps, but the problem is these bolts are too small. And the block has no meat where that bolt breaks off. It's just like this. There's just no meat there. It's a oversight. They just bolted it up, put a starter reinforcement at that end, and they should have made those bolts bigger. And you can't do anything about it because there's not enough meat to retap it, I don't think, and go one size bigger, even if you had the block and the milling machine. So, I'm going to go into my collection of junk. You want to come with me? Let's go for a walk. Oh, creak, groan. Oh, getting old. Oh my God, my leg is numb. Oh, 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 oh. Clunk. Get some lights on here. Let's go for a walk. Corvair, Honda Odyssey that I can't get the front wheel strut that I installed. Doesn't line up. I don't know what the heck's wrong with it. Maybe Nick will look at it. Got my Corvairs. This Tornado's in the same place it was when you were here last time. I haven't moved it. Turn this battery charger off. Whoops. When in doubt, unplug. Corvair with air conditioning. Maybe I'll work on that next year. Maybe I'll get my sandblaster working. Maybe I'll clean up this corner and put all my toolboxes there where they belong. Maybe I'll get my hand truck over and take out some cement. Where are we? Too many projects. My inventory. Got a diesel starter here. Wonder where that came from. One more diesel. I hate to open it up. I got so many opened up. I got one more there. And this is the one that came off of the Turbo Weasel that I changed for her. I'm such a nice guy. New alternator, new starter, new PMD. No appreciation. Too nice of a guy. I am all sold out of diesel starters. Those are all the ones that I had. So I don't think I have any diesel solenoids. There's a rebuilt alternator or polished up or something. Steering box I found in the junkyard lying on the ground, or who knows what. It's a 6-liter starter maybe. I wonder where that came from. Oh, that's a Mercedes starter, sorry. That's for the ML. That's for, yeah, Mississippi Chicks ML. Yep. What's that? No, that's not a diesel starter. Too small. Corvair starter. Those noses break off. Common occurrence. There. Kill my battery. Don't think I have any more diesel starters. I think they were all on the other side. Here's a gear reduction one. A whole bunch of Corvair ones. Hyundai starter. Here's that smaller solenoid. GM downsized it. So I don't think I'm going to find that extra heavy duty solenoid. I'm SOL. You'd think with 4 of them. I guess I could just pop the back off this one and see what it looks like. I'm going to pause you for a minute. The thing hasn't moved since the last time I worked on it a month ago. Oh, my oil drain pan's there. Tornado. Oldsmobile. Lots of junk. Junk, junk, junk. Please hold. Your call is very important to us. I wanted to show you something. When I did the starter on the Tornado, this was the brush holder they installed when they rebuilt it in China. Just broke. Junk. Junk, junk, junk. Look at those brushes, half worn down. Junk from China. Everything comes from China. Everything. Air filters, tires, starters, whatever we make, they can make. Cheaper and junkier. Okay, I'm going to take that starter with me. Plugged in the battery charger to the Corvair. Now I can finish my walk with this very heavy starter. It is really heavy. I can't believe how light the starter is on the new 6 liters and 5.3s, the LS motors. All right, one more starter to disassemble. Plug this thing back in because I know the battery's going to go dead. What else is new? I have a spare battery somewhere, a battery pack. Can't find it. I went to look for it. I had the whole trip and it disappeared. Okay, I'm painting myself into a corner here. Let's take apart the last one. Maybe we got a heavy duty solenoid. Just never know what's inside. broken any. Well, I did break that one solenoid, but that was junk. You have to take that bolt out to polish it up for better contacts. We scrapped her. Nothing you can do. Whoa! Flush away the crap. Add to the aroma. What was that about West Main Auto, Eric? Sings a song or dances a dance when he sprays carpenter? After it goes to your brain. Just look at me. There we go again with the different sizes. I'm not going to disassemble this starter. I think I've rebuilt it at one point. Sometimes you mark them and they don't when they do it. This is the point where you speed up the video. Like I said, people spend time on their computer. They don't have time to do anything. They're just way behind everything that I do. Gone for over 3 weeks. Great time. Experiences, breakdowns, meeting people, seeing my friends. Buying that Suburban, that was just uncanny. I found that nice Suburban. Oh, this one looks nasty, but you can't tell. You just cannot tell by looking at it what is this. Oh, it's a bigger bolt. Thank goodness for vice grips. Don't tell anybody who's using a vice grip. Delco Remy. Back in the days when that meant something. Nowadays, Delco Remy means junk. I was buying an oil filter for a car a couple of years ago at Walmart, and I picked up an AC Delco filter, and it just felt light, so I compared it to the other ones. It was light. I got Phillips screws holding this on. Sacre bleu. Luckily, there's a Phillips screwdriver right behind me. The X, Mrs. CW used to give me hell when I went to the Harbor Freight store, the locally owned Harbor Freight. We need $72 worth of screwdrivers for us, because I don't have the time to walk around looking for a screwdriver when the painter guy has got 4 of them in the bottom of his bucket sitting in a pool of water because he just is slack. All he cares about is getting drunk. And he did that enough. Whoop! Oh, yeah! This one is, somebody already reversed that stud. They took up the stud and they reversed it because the worn part is on the top and it wears here on the bottom, but this is the worst one I've found so far. It's all rusted junk. It may have worked, but we're not using this one. That is garbage. Let's see if it'll focus. I'm not looking at the screen, so I have no idea what you're saying. But this one is the worst one of all. So that was a waste. I'll just take what I have. I'm not going to find one of those giant-sized studs. Oversized stud. I don't even know if it's available. If I speak to my starter rebuilding guys, you're too fussy! Just put whatever you got, it's good enough, it'll work. I don't know if GM engineered it that way. If they only engineered those starter bolts to be bigger, there's nothing you can do. I don't even think you can mill them bigger. The block is not heavy enough in that corner. I wonder if when they re-engineered the 6.5 block, whatever they call those re-engineered blocks, I wonder if they upsized the bolt area. And I wonder if you could drill these holes. Again, there's not a lot of meat around here. If you could or should or would drill those holes, you'd have a much better starter mount. You'd be a lot better off. I don't think I've ever read a thing about it. They've increased the webbing here and this, that, there. I was reading about the, changing the subject, going back to that block sealer, the head gasket sealer. They've got this little bottle of K-Seal for $14.70 that had some really good reviews. Tons and tons of really good reviews. You just pour it and take out the spark plugs. I was reading tons of reviews. And you don't have to flush the antifreeze, you just pour it and go. And it had some really good reviews, so you'd think that if you take out the antifreeze and flush the system, you'd think you'd be further ahead. You want to get an effective seal. This stuff just pour it in with the antifreeze. I don't want to do that job before the season change. I got the thing plugged in now. I'm sucking electricity, 600 watts. Just for a block. I'm sucking electricity, keeping the block warm because I don't know if the coolant mixed with the water that was in there from when I bought it in Alabama last week. So I'd like to do something. Just put that case seal in and run it. See what happens. That's some really good reviews. The other ones you got to flush and drain and remove the thermostat and do a song and dance and stand on your head and stick into the wind. This one is junk though. Just pulling them all. I'm going to pause you because you're probably falling asleep. What do we got here for a video? 25 minutes. I don't know. People must have time to watch these things. We got lots of parts here. So I'm going to select from my junk here, go polish it up on my bench grinder, take out the stud and polish up that stud and reverse it. It's the only shortcoming is I'm not going to have that big extra contact stud, but life's a bitch, huh? Don't go away. 5 minutes later, I'll give you a little update what I did. I'm going to change this contact thingy here. So I undid it from this solenoid. And then this one here was the cracked one, but it was a bit rusty. So I'm going to take off that nut now. Sprayed some carb cleaner on it, brake cleaner, after I polished up the threads. So I'm not going to make you watch it, it's too boring. I actually can't believe it let go. It was fussy. And I can't believe it didn't strip the plastic housing or crack it. So it's amazing. You want to watch? All right, then you want to watch. Put this on right there. Camera, phone, and there it is. Can't believe that one let go without snapping the brittle plastic. This is 20, 30-year-old stuff. But it did. I cleaned the threads, but the thread under the nut, I know, Croyle PB Blaster, let go, blah, 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 blah. So now I can take off this little contact thing. It's in much better shape than this one. Boop. Drop that in there. Put the nice clean bolt back. I'm sure there's a video on YouTube that describes this much better than I can. My videos are entertainment. If you think you're going to learn anything by watching these videos, maybe you will. I just do it like show and tell. This is what I'm doing today, just like in school. Today is show and tell. What did you do, little Jimmy, Bobby, Mark? Well, my father went to the racetrack and he gambled away all the rent money. But that's okay because he robbed a bank on the way home and Mommy never even knew. Alright, it's nice and tight. And I will put some grease on this. Now I have to put it back onto the solenoid of my choice. I wish I knew which was the best one. Probably a way to test this for resistance, but I've never had a problem. I'll clean those threads once I get it back together, so I don't mangle it. It's just held in place with a electrically soldered or welded wire. And I cleaned up this. I wonder if there was a coating on that, but it's gone now. I wonder which is the best disc. I'm going to go and take this disc over to my bench grinder wire brush and wire brush that one. That one may be a better one. I'll pause you for a second. Please hold. Your call is very important to us. Thank you for holding. Hi, this is Megan. How may I help you? I was right. Well, this is the one that came out of the Blazer. It just looks better, has a nicer, shinier look to it. It's if you're a materialistic person, that's all that's important, huh? So, you know what? I've never polished up the back of that bolt. I'm going to polish that up. Please hold. One moment, please. Thank you for holding. You know what's funny? I just polished this up, and it's just the slightest amount of pitting from the electrical contact or arcing. And I must have polished that up on previous rebuilds. But yeah, this one's the same. Just minor. I don't know if it's focusing or not. Let me see. It's pretty good. Better than the other one that's removable. Same on this one. All three are the same. Show minor deterioration, wear and tear. So I am ready to put my cap back on. I used a different cap than the one that was on the K5 because maybe this was out of alignment. That's why that bolt wasn't contacting fully, so I switched. Plus I flipped it upside down. Like I said, this is not the diesel one that GM engineered, but it's all I got, so. Oops. Oopsie. Look at that. I was once reassembling a transmission, I think a 200 4R. It was in my, I was putting a shift kit in. It was in my 84 Olds, 88. I said, boy, that was so much easier this time to put it together. Then I realized I'd forgotten some vital part, and no wonder. Once you put the vital part in, you couldn't do the operation that you wanted to do. There. So, did I forget any parts? Nope. You put it with the shiny side out, so it contacts the other side that it contacts, because one side goes against the plastic. Then you put in 2 little screws. I've got lots of those to choose from here, and they're all rusted. What do we got here? Every one is rusted. Every one. Looks nasty. Guess it doesn't really matter. No one's ever going to see it. One goes there. One goes there. See that, I hope? Nope. Oops. Sorry. Getting the angle is always difficult. Probably hearing the rumbling of the heater. Let me put this on top of one of the starter armatures. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can tip that over that severely that it's drooping. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's a bit better. You probably had the rumbling of the heater coming through on the audio. That was very nice of me. I got the wrong size socket. And again, 16ths. 8 millimeters for your metric folks. Okay, 150 foot-pounds on those. And then we've got to put a little nut on this. And I'll select this one. It'd be nice if we had a washer underneath it. I don't see any flat washers. In a sec while I go into the parts bin. There. I found a little washer. A little washer. Put in the shiny